Welcome to Commander Tune-Ups. Today we're doing a Mazirek deck.
It's the buzzes and clicks of the Undercity is what's gonna win the day this time.
I'm your host Joe Cherries.
I'm Rose Beezy, and that makes us the Nitpicking Nerds. And if you're like, who are these guys? Well then, subscribe, because we're awesome. And we've got a series where we're ranking every single commander, and we're all the way up to like 160 now, from the bottom.
Started from the bottom, now we're there. And besides, you'll want to be subscribed to this channel because our subscribers are 10% more likely to be sacrificed to a god that may or may not exist.
Disclaimer guy here. Just wanted to say, Nitpicking Nerds, they ain't gonna get you sacrificed to a god that may or may not exist. Just saying.
Okay.
Sure hope Frankie covered us in that disclaimer. We don't know. He's not here. First, we gotta explain what Commander Tune-Ups is.
Commander Tune-Ups is a series where we take your viewer-submitted decks from the comments and under your restrictions, budget, no infinite combos, or anything that you might want with the deck. Only green cards in your 5-color deck. Doesn't matter.
Upgraded.
We upgrade it, and we stay within your restrictions.
If you want to submit one, just go to the comments and submit a deck list. The budget, $130. The original average CMC, 3.23. That's pretty low.
Why don't you describe the deck, though?
The deck, black-green sacrifice, but also +1/+1 counters. We're going wide, and then we're going tall, and we're going infinite, and it just doesn't even, we're just going to blow everybody up.
I didn't put infinite combos in this deck.
Knowledge. Who's the commander? Read him.
The commander is Mazirek. Was he the priest? The priest of something?
Kraul Death Priest.
Yeah, he's the Kraul Death
Priest of freaking death.
3 green-black for a flying 2/2. Whenever any player sacrifices a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on your whole team.
Every creature you control, every permanent that gets sacrificed anywhere.
Yeah, so like fetch land, that's sacrificed.
Yep, Evolving Wilds, +1 counter on my whole team.
Yeah, there's a lot. It turns out there's a lot.
I mean,
of
we
things
can keep
that
saying
sacrifice.
stuff, but it's probably easier to just start going into the deck. We're sacrificing creatures. We're sacrificing every type of permanent.
Well, first thing we got here is sack fodder. These are things that just make some tokens for you to just sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly. Like Endrixar, Master Breeder, a 5-mana 2/2. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you make X thralls, where X is its mana cost, and then if you control 7 or more thralls, he dies.
Yeah, because he actually, great flavor card, gets eaten by his thralls.
He's eaten by his thralls.
So this makes...
With a sack outlet, you're controlling the amount of thralls that exist, so you never go above 7.
Yeah, exactly. So you're going to sack, all the thralls are getting bigger, he's getting bigger.
Even if you just make 3 thralls, and then you sacrifice them, that's +3 to your whole team. That's ridiculous. For no mana.
Or they could be turned into mana with Ashnod's Altar or
Because
something.
every sack outlet we're using is free.
Oh yeah.
With maybe a couple exceptions, you need a free sack outlet, especially in this deck.
I think this one is all free sack outlets. I don't know if I have an exception. Next, I like this one.
Oh, this guy.
Grismold, the Dread Sower. He's all that matters on this card.
1 black-green for a 3/3. He's got trample. Whenever a creature token dies, he gets stronger. And then at the beginning of your end step, everybody makes a plant token.
Yes, everyone gets a 1/1. Is it a plant or is it a sapling?
It's a plant.
Okay. Just making sure. I just want to make sure. It's important.
We're very diligent here.
We're very diligent. You need to know that. It doesn't matter at all, actually.
We only read cards exactly how they're worded.
That is so
He just makes... I don't know if I like this card that much, but he makes enough chumpers for you, or things that may or may not get sacrificed for your
I thought it was
opponents.
really cool in the deck.
Well, it's really cool if you start forcing them to sacrifice creatures.
Yeah.
Then I like it.
I just thought it was really cute.
It's very cute.
I really, really like it.
It's adorable.
Next, we have Pawn of Ulamog. 1 black for a 2/2. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you get an 0/1 Eldrazi Scions.
They're spawns.
They're spawns.
Idiot.
I couldn't, because why would they do Scions and spawns? Because why wouldn't they?
A 5-letter S word.
Yeah, just do 5-letter S words. Ugh, it's
Get ready, they're coming back as Eldrazi slaves. Awakening Zone, 2 and a green enchantment. Every upkeep, you get one of those 0/1 Eldrazi slaves.
You're getting.
And From Beyond, 3 and a green for a devoid enchantment. That every upkeep, you get a 1/1 Scion. And then you can pay 1 and a green to sacrifice it, search for any Eldrazi, put it in your hand.
Yeah.
I like this card so much better than Awakening Zone. Awakening Zone's fine. But From Beyond actually gives you something when you don't need the enchantment.
You can get, in this deck, it gets you like
There's a couple hitters we'll get into.
It gets you like the Kavu guy.
There's a couple hitters we'll get into. Kavu.
Not Kavu. Like, yeah, I think he's a Kavu, right?
Well, then you can't get him.
Oh, he's an Eldrazi. He's like a drone. He's like, when he enters, you get 2 Scions. Gets that guy. The green guy. 3 and a green.
Oh, that card?
3 and a green, you get 2 Scions when it enters.
That's not what I was thinking. I was thinking of good cards. All right, waste, sacrifice. Or stuff. Sack outlets, right? This is sack outlets.
Yeah, waste of sacrifice. These are sack. Yeah, these are things that sack. So let's go right into them. We have Blood Spore Thrynax.
2 green for a 2/2 with Devour 1. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with X counters on it, or X is the counters on this. So it's a one-time sacrifice, but it is free.
Yeah, and also
In a way.
if you sacrifice like 3 of your guys, you put 3 counters in this. Now all of your tokens are entering with 3 counters. It's pretty strong.
This feels like almost an instant speed way to win, where you just play it, got a couple counters on it. If they don't kill it, end step, make a bunch of tokens, then you just roll everybody's face over.
Just roll their faces. I don't know what that
Take
means.
a rolling pin and you just
Squish their face, but at the end it pops their head like
like a toothpaste.
yeah, like a toothpaste.
Yes.
Exactly like a toothpaste.
Thank you. We're on the same page.
Carrion Feeder, Viscera Seer. These I
don't think we have to read because we
Yeah.
talk about them all the time.
They're both-
They're on screen. They're great cards.
they're very, very good cards.
Bread and butter sack outlets.
Oh yeah, any black deck that wants to sacrifice is playing these 2 cards.
All right, couple one-timers. Life's Legacies, 1 and a green. You sacrifice a creature as initial cost to cast it. Draw cards equal to its power. Momentous Fall, same thing, except you gain life equal to its toughness.
Yep.
But it's an instant. Disciple of Bolas, 1 time. Sacrifice a thing. Draw cards equal to its power, and then gain that much life. And those are those.
And those are those.
Life's Legacy is my favorite one of those. It doesn't look like we're going tall. Once you start going off, you can just draw 4 cards with it. 2 mana draw 4? Sure.
What about
Sacrifice something that doesn't matter?
Yeah. Get it out of here. We don't want our stuff. We want to get rid of it. That's our goal.
Oh yeah, and speaking of Devour, MacLeod devours creatures and then makes saplings out of them.
Yeah. So like you can just eat a bunch of them and then you'll get them all back on your basically get them all back on your upkeep if you can get it. Just has to go around once.
And
that's
then you
more,
sacrifice them again,
and that's more sack fodder.
which puts more counters on MacLeod, which gives you more saplings.
Well, no, he's devour.
Doesn't matter. It's the number of the counters on him.
Oh yeah.
It don't matter.
Yeah, that's true. I was like,
Play the stupid Thrynax first, and then just play MacLeod without devouring anything, and just get a bunch of counters that way.
that's cute.
All right, these are the 2 best sack outlets
Yes.
for sure. Ashnod's Altar is the first one. 3 mana artifact, sack creature, make 2 colorless. Just ramps you out of control. I mean, this has got to be obviously ridiculous.
Yeah.
Any onlooker would be like, yeah, that's pretty good.
If you have just think about it this way: if you have your Endrick Star out, you make 5 thralls and then you sacrifice them out for mana. That's 10 mana.
That's 10 mana.
That's 10 mana and 10 triggers for your Mazirek. So or 5.
I mean, that's just who needs Craterhoof Behemoth when we're doing this kind of math?
Yeah, no, Great Opinion is not necessary in a deck like this.
We also want to sacrifice permanents when we're doing ramp and card draw.
So here's
Hence, we have the card draw, but what about the ramp? That we have Springbloom Druid and Harrow, which both sacrifice a land to get you 2 lands, and Sakura Tribe Elder, which sacrifices itself to get you land. I don't want to play. I mean, we have this deck is more of a budget deck, but in the tuned version, I don't want to play any ramp that doesn't sacrifice permanent.
any. That's
I just won't bother.
You want to play Skyshroud Claim?
No.
Or Nature's Lore?
It's just like not playing those cards in Kyoto. It's the same thing. It's like I want creatures. This deck wants permanents.
That's fair.
But now we got to make our opponents stack stuff, because once we extend the sacrifice to all 4 players, that's 4 counters just for 1 or 2 cards.
Yes. So let's get right into Fiend of Depravity. So
Oh, this guy?
yeah, he's so cool.
He's cool.
I didn't cut him from the deck. He was one of those cards where it's like, if I was making maybe a 100, like obviously if I'm making a super tune-up, where all I'm doing is making this deck competitive, it's not in there, but this card's cool.
Yeah, if you want to make a competitive deck, just replace this with Mana Crypt.
3 black for a 5/4 flyer. At the beginning of each opponent's end step, they sacrifice, or they choose 2 creatures, they keep them, and they sacrifice the rest. So if they have like 10 creatures, you're getting 8 triggers because they're sacrificing 8 of those creatures.
If there's some token deck next to you and they don't have removal, this is going to do work immediately, and then if it dies, that's fine.
Yeah, and the kind of people who build tokens decks, they don't put removal in their deck.
That's actually just true. No, not calling out any tokens players, but Watch, add a couple more removal spells in your deck. Plate Crafter. Everyone knows what Plate Crafter does. It's on screen. It's going to make everybody sacrifice a creature. You're going to get bonus points to make them discard. We don't even have the other 2 in here because there's so many ways. So many more efficient ways.
He had the other 3 in here.
Woo!
He went all the way up to Slum Reaper.
We're not going to Slum Reaper. We're not that desperate.
Yeah,
we got cooler stuff.
Because you know what's cooler? This is one of the cards that replaced one of those. This is so good in this deck.
So juicy it hurts.
Yeah. Smallpox. This is black. Each player.
Sorcery.
That's not important. Each
Agreed.
player sacrifices a creature, sacrifices a land, discards a card, and loses 1 life.
That's 8 triggers, baby.
That's 8 triggers. This card can, again, this kind of sacrifice effect is very possible.
You're ramping, so you can just say, "Oh, I'll trade one of my ramp spells to have Smallpox be neutral. I'll discard a card, whatever." Everyone else is not going to want to do this.
Exactly, and if they might only have 1 threat on the board, and it's like, well, that sucked. That absolutely blew me out.
We've seen they have a shield red on board.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore. It's gone.
Smallpox.
This gets you your card back, and then gets 8 counters on all your creatures if you have your commander.
Oh, absolutely.
What?
It's very, 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 very strong in this deck.
So good in this deck, and we have the daddy of Smallpox coming up later. Piers Whim. What does that do?
Piers Whim. This hit, you can choose friend or foe for each player. You're going to choose foe for all your opponents because they're your foes. You're going to choose friend for yourself. Friends get to go in the deck and get any land put onto the battlefield, tap. Foes have to sacrifice an artifact or enchantment.
Sacrifice, you say?
Yes, and I just like the card Piers Whim.
Well, let me just say, I built this deck. I was getting texts from Joe Cherries all day about how cool this deck was, and I'd already loved this guy because I had a Skullbriar deck and he was in it, and the most fun I ever had was when he was out. And so I just built it in like 3 hours, and then played a couple games last night. Undefeated, 2-0, let me just say. And I gotta put Piers Whim in there.
Yeah,
I forgot that.
It's awesome the deck because not this version, but optimal decks are going to be Cabal Coffers Urborg decks.
Yeah, my deck has it. So
Yeah.
grab the Cabal Coffers.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Nykthos, whatever. One of those 2.
Yeah, depending on how you're built. Nykthos up a bit because
Pioneer.
Pioneer.
It only went up a couple dollars. It was like 15.
It originally spiked to like 30, and now it's back down to 20.
Yeah, it's back down to 20. Tribute to the Wild. I have no idea what this card does.
Tribute to the Wild. Each opponent sacrifices an artifact or enchantment.
Oh, 1 and a green.
1 agree.
Instant.
Yeah.
Bingo. I think this card's fine. It's each opponent, so at least it's not symmetrical for you.
Yeah.
It'll probably get 2 things reliably.
It can reliably get.
There's probably 1 creature deck that doesn't have anything.
Yeah, but a lot of times you're gonna get 3 things. I mean, in EDH, everyone.
Try
has
to stuff
sacrifice
it instant
enchantments.
speed too.
Get 3.
I like this card.
You get 3 Soul Rings every time.
No, you've already lost if they outplay 3 Soul Rings. Bonus Hunger. 2 and a black for an instant. Each opponent sacrifices a creature, but if you have the City's Blessing, they sacrifice half their creatures. Rounded up.
Super cool. This is another card that was in the deck that I probably wouldn't have put in if it wasn't in there. It's like, this is a cool card.
This feels like it could have Settle the Wreckage type effects.
Which is
when they attack you, and you're like, all right, get rid of half those guys, and they're like, well, this attack sucks now.
Yeah, this attack was not right.
Not right. All right, this card is disturbingly good. Dictate of Erebos, 3 black for a flash enchantment. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent sacrifices a creature.
Sacrifices. So also when you sacrifice a creature, that counts as dying. So you can just sack your guy, they all sack a guy.
So
that's
every
4.
sack is 4 counter triggers. 4 Cavity Townships for free.
Whew. We didn't put Grave Pact in. I just think
I want Dictate.
I
don't
Dictate.
think you need a ton of effects like that. Dictate is the best one by far. It's got flash. Apparently this is just the instant speed sacrifice deck. Because we got Momentous Fall, we got this, we got the Tribute to the Wild, bonus Hunger, instant speed sacrifice and everything.
all your free sack outlets are always instant speed, so
And
that's
they
true.
should be used as such. We don't need to go sorcery speed on those.
So winning the game.
That's how we're gonna actually win.
This is how we actually win. I did not put Infinite Combos in this deck, but to be clear, if you want to put Infinite Combos in this deck, you can. I just felt like when someone gives me a $130 budget, I don't try and push the deck. I don't just go, I'm going to make this deck competitive as I can.
Yeah,
Push it.
well, I think there's a point to this deck where you lose the fun of having Mazirek in play. Because if Mazirek is your lethal combo piece, then you're never going to play with Mazirek. He's either going to die or you're going to win the game immediately. And you're just not going to play him because you want to go, well, my infinite combo piece, I don't want it to cost 7. So you're like, all right, play it when I'm about to win. And then the deck just has to work by itself.
Because with persist creatures, Mazirek, sack all that persist creature is infinite die triggers.
Infinite dice triggers. I had this in my deck, and I'm wondering if I should even tone it back, because I had I blew up everybody's lands, and then I got infinite Fulminator Mages a different way. I blew up everybody's non-basic lands with Puppeteer Click.
Whee!
That's what they get for playing Fulminator Mage in their deck.
Yep, I
Could have gone infinite with something more tame.
Who is Fulminator with Mage? What is that? All right, let's get into the first one, Ken. This is awesome. This is cool. Beezy loves this card. Read it, Beezy.
I tried this in Modern twice. Death Cloud, X, black, black, black for a sorcery. Each player loses X life, discards X cards, sacrifices X creatures, and sacrifices X lands.
This is big smallpox.
This is ridiculous. As long as you control, well, let's say you control 15 creatures, which is a high amount of creatures. You can Death Cloud for 11, destroy all lands, wipe your opponent's field, and then create 4 or 3 lethal threats, and just send 1 on each player.
Oh.
It's so cool.
I mean, if you just destroy all their lands like that, you're just gonna win anyway. Because if you leave yourself as the only one with a board presence,
Yeah. Oh, I have 3 30/30s, and no one has any lands. I wonder who's gonna win this game.
yeah. This is why this deck, when it's more optimal, is a Cabal Coffers Urborg deck. But this version doesn't have it because I had a $130 budget, and I don't think you can
Walk
put-
offers is 60.
Technically I could have added it.
Okay, another thing you can do is just leave 2 creatures, take out everybody's lands, and then just kill whoever has the most lands, because they won't have any creatures.
That's fair.
Maybe you won't get everybody's, but just kill the one guy who has like 3 lands in play. Then what are the other 2 people supposed to do?
Cry.
Lose. Actually, lose is what they're supposed to
They
do.
can do both.
A more better card, but less fun, is Torment of Hailfire. X, black, black. We actually read this card like every 5 minutes. I think we're good on this one.
Yeah.
I think people know what to do. They're going to sacrifice permanents, they're going to discard cards, they're going to lose life mostly and then die.
And they're going to do everything they can to survive, so sacrificing permanents is going to be mandatory.
Oh, geez. Talk about overkill.
I love this.
Overkill.
Overwhelming Stampede. All your creatures get +X, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control, and they gain trample.
We're just going to completely destroy somebody. I don't know how much we need to talk about that one. We also have Poison Tip Archer, or Zulaport Cutthroat, both aristocratic, deal damage when things dies. Reassembling Skeleton, Ashnod's Altar, and Pitiless Plunderer. You're going to find a lot of infinite 17 card combos where you have a payoff and then you end up getting infinite things, especially with Pitiless Plunderer, which makes treasures when your guys die, and Reassembling Skeleton, which will come back. So you make infinite mana and you get infinite death triggers.
I thought this combo was, it's just so...
This deck doesn't go infinite. Every sacrifice deck randomly goes infinite.
You're right. This deck does technically go infinite. This was not even intentional at all. I just thought this was a really cute and funny combo that's in the deck.
Yes.
Also, this deck doesn't have like a ton of tutors, so it's not like this is gonna happen that often. But when it does,
Yeah, we don't have. It's not like we're playing Court of Calling, Finale of Devastation, Eldritch Evolution, Green Sun Zenith, Demonic Tutor, Perfect Pod.
Also, a card I never would thought would be good in EDH that we've put in like 4 or 5 deck techs, I think, is Reassembling Skeleton.
I knew that card was gonna be good, so I'm not saying nothing. I called it.
I never thought that card. If you said Reassembling Skeleton is good in EDH, I'd be like, you're bad.
Okay. Sir Conrad the Grim. It's 5 mana for a 5/4. Whenever anything happens, he deals damage to each opponent, and then you can pay 2, and each player mills 1. This card was great when I had it out. I was playing it.
Yeah, it's whenever a creature is put into a graveyard from anywhere, or a creature leaves your graveyard.
Or I don't know.
Just those two, because that's what he does.
Whatever. Altar of Dementia is the last win con. You can sacrifice creatures and mill people equal to its power. So if you want to skip the whole wait to attack thing and just play, let's say you have 6 5/5s, you go mill somebody for 5, make my guys 6 6s. Mill somebody for 6, make my guys 7 7s. 8, 9, 10.
If you're playing persist creatures, so if you're playing like the version of this deck that is much more competitive,
Just mill everybody out immediately.
Altar of Dementia, persist creature, your commander is a win.
Yep. Well, it's a mill everybody out. So if they have Eldrazi, you gotta try again, figure something else out. But it's kill 2 people. I would say you kill 2.9 players on average with Altar of Dementia.
You can just if you said infinitely mill though until if
Don't do that.
No, if somebody has an Eldrazi,
No.
Just keep milling them until the other is in the bottom. I'll make them shuffle over and over and over again.
Don't do that. Legally, you can't do that, so don't do it.
You can do
You
it.
can't say I'm milling you until Emrakul is your last card.
Yeah, I agree. But you can mill them.
You can waste everybody's time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
You can do it
make them
finitely. which
I would
means-
do it finitely just to see how far I could go, and then hit it once and then go, all right. Or maybe you want to hit it so that they have no graveyard.
Maybe you're right. Yeah.
Whatever.
That might just be true.
That's how you win the game. This deck is freaking awesome. I can't wait to tune mine up and just play more with it because I'm undefeated.
Yeah, he's undefeated because he got slippery tongue. I don't know what's the term I'm looking for. It was not slippery tongue.
Silver tongue.
A silver tongue. Yes.
Slippery silver tongue.
He's got a silver tongue, and everyone listens to him, and he's taking advantage.
I have that magical power.
He's taking advantage of drunk people.
In Commander. Oh yeah, our friend was drunk. I have magical power where everybody just listens to me. Let's talk about the ads and cuts.
I cut the artifact jump. Talismans, no, we don't need that in the green deck.
I would maybe play
Golgari
if you want to go harder.
Signet.
If you want to go harder on Death Cloud and try to like tutor it up and make that your primary win con, I would play Mind Stone and Hedron Archive and maybe Golgari Signet or Arcane Signet.
I cut the Hedron Archive from the deck too. That was another
But
one.
I'm not super stoked about it. I'd rather just play Harrow.
Yeah.
Keep your stuff unkillable mostly for lands.
Yeah, I mean you just don't. When you're in green, you almost never need artifact jump.
No, you shouldn't. I mean, maybe the only artifact ramp I was thinking about where I was like, was Wayfarer's Bauble.
Yeah,
Because it is a sacrifice and it does get you a land, but it's 3 mana.
yeah.
You can do the same thing for Steve for 2 mana, or start harrowing, get 2 mana, 2 lands, 2 ramps,
Yeah, or play
whatever.
a Spring Bloom Druid, and this is better.
Yeah. Added 6 lands. The land count was way too low.
Oh, the land count was. We had 6 lands, cut 1 land. We took the count up to 34. It was at 29, and the deck came in with 104 cards. So
Well, yeah, we figured, okay, this is obviously just put the stuff on the thing and then we'll take care of it. We took care of it.
we did. I just thought it was like added for the lands. We added Bajuka Bog. Okay, the coolest land that I added, Lotus Field. You sacrifice 2 of your lands and it taps for 3. So cool in this
I'm
deck.
sorry. 2 counters for free? Land drop? Okay.
It's so good. It's so cool in this
Budget
deck.
fetch land.
Yeah, it's just awesome in this deck.
Yes, absolutely sweet. Tectonic Edge with sacrifices to destroy land. Perfect. The budget, strip mine. Command Tower, come on. Mirror Landscape, come on.
Blighted Fen. Come on!
What does White Defend do?
You tap for a generic mana, or you can pay 3 and a green, tap it to search for 2 basics.
Oh, you're thinking of Blighted Woodland. Blighted Fen is terrible. It's 4 and a black. Somebody sacrifices a creature. Blighted Woodland gets you basics. That card's way better.
Yeah, Blighted Woodland is the one I meant.
Blighted Woodland, there we go.
I just wrote the wrong card down there.
Oh, you added Golgari Charm?
Yes, I had to go. This deck wants to protect its commander very much, and the other
Snipe enchantments.
the other versions of this card really, really, really are not cheap. Even Horror Convention is like $11.
Oh, I thought you meant the other modes. I'm like, it's the same cost. It's black and a green.
No. You really want to protect your team. This is the cheapest.
One of the cheapest. There's
I
also
don't want to throw in $10 cards when I
there's
have
Inspired Charge or Inspiring Call. Your counter guys get indestructible and you draw a card for each one.
Yeah, that's in here.
Yeah, so that's the other way. Those
Yeah.
are the 2 ways to protect it. Murderous Cut. That was added because it's a good removal spell.
Yeah, I feel like most black decks want a Murderous Cut. It's such a good card. It's a very
Speaking of murderous cuts, Harvester of Souls, Butcher of Malakir. Too expensive. Get him out of here.
These are both cards where you can get the same effect for cheaper.
Yep. So we
So-
just didn't bother.
Yeah, so you don't. I don't
You
have
have the we didn't mention them, but the 2 Eldrazi I was talking about. You have Smothering Abomination and Sifter of Skulls in here, right?
I don't know if Sister of Skulls.
But Smothering Abomination. at
Smothering
least,
Abomination is
Whenever you
100%.
sacrifice a creature, draw a card. That's the better Eldrazi to get than Kozilek's Predator with From Beyond.
Yes, Smothering Abomination is awesome.
Yeah, if you want another copy of Pawn of Ulamog, Sifter of Skulls is a 4/3 for 4. That's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're both good. They're both very good cards. So that was the video. This deck was really cool to
One of
make.
the coolest decks we've tuned up, just because I love Mazirek.
Mazirek is a very cool commander.
We have not hit Mazirek yet on our Ranking Every Commander series, so tune in because he might be one of the next 160.
He's definitely one of the next 160.
True.
Special shout outs here to our 30 patrons.
30. We're stuck at 30. We're staying there. We're still not stuck. We're building up. Like we hit the 30, so now we can't lose any patrons because that would be weird to see us go 29 in the next video. But if we hit 50 patrons, what happens?
We're gonna do an underwater box opening of Dragon's Maze. This
Unprecedented, never before seen, unheard of box opening strategy.
Come on. So support the. So look at all those things you get to do. You support the channel. You get to help two of your favorite YouTubers of all time out by giving us some money so we can buy new equipment.
Fun fact: we keep having audio issues.
The stupid mic is unrecognized with the computer. I mean, it was such a pain today. It took us like an extra hour to get set up.
When I have work at 10:30.
Killing us today. But you can help. Okay, what were they going over? You messed me up. I was saying that you can help
Support the channel. Get us new equipment.
support the channel, get us new equipment, see an awesome video about opening things underwater, and you get to join our Discord where you can talk with us and all of our other awesome patrons.
They're actually pretty sweet. Yeah, I like talking. That's probably the group I talk to most. I message Discord more than I text people because I don't text people very often.
That's true. I don't text people. I text my mother.
Our friends just kind of. If a friend wants to set like a 6-friend hangout like yesterday, there's like 2 text messages that do that. Who's coming? We are. It's not.
And that's in Messenger, so it's
Yeah,
not
it's
even
a
technically.
Facebook message.
It's not even technically a text.
Oh yeah, I don't send texts.
Yeah, actual messages.
No.
And if you want to buy any of these cards or any card at all,
Or the whole deck.
or
Or Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Go to the TCG player link and then navigate where you need to go. From there, support the channel. Let us buy more McDonald's.
more McDonald's. I guess to be
For
fair,
the channel, it's for business purposes.
yeah, to be fair, I'm going to get McDonald's for breakfast.
Disgusting.
So I gotta go. Peace out, Trap Scout. McDonald's is fine for breakfast. Screw you.
Not a good option.